guys. Today we are gonna do something I haven't done before, and that is gonna be a top 10 list. See a lot of these out there on the interwebs and shit, but I think I'm finally gonna get me one of them. You know, I wasn't really planning about making this video. This whole video and list is just something I all thought about last night. So I'm gonna try to do it now before I end up too lazy and forget about what I did, but I did write down what I thought my top 10 list was of, and that is what I'm doing it of is the top 10 players in the history of ZAM. Okay? And this isn't really based off anything specific or whatever. This is just me, whatever the fuck I thought about last night. Okay? I'm probably forgetting a lot of people on this list, or more people
User
that I
was
should have
moved out of your
considered.
channel.
But you know, I was probably just tired as fuck when I wrote all this down. So I'm gonna just go off with my list right now. Okay. Oh yeah, and another thing, I don't know what gameplay is.
User joined your
behind
channel.
this. I think a gameplay of radiation, but I would have liked if this was like, professional of any sort. I would have like people's own gameplay in, but I'm too lazy to edit that. Plus, not everybody who I mentioned has a YouTube and has their own gameplay, or I'm not gonna go dig out and find it. So it's just gonna be mine. So here we go. Coming in first at number 10, we have the Knifing Drummer. Now, a lot of you might not probably weren't around back when he played ZAM more, at least. But way back when I was just the member, he was the one other member that was there. Everybody else, in UU was either like a moderator, an admin, or whatnot. But me and him, us two, were the only members. I think I might have mentioned that before. And we had some really good 1v1s. And while we played ZAM, he was just as good. He was a better knifer than me. And he actually got into, I think, UUS later. I wanted him in UUS once because this was a little bit before UUS. But when he kind of came back to play a little bit, I actually wanted him in UUS because he was a very good sniper also. And me and him, we could just go on a game of ZAM, and if we wanted to, we could just dominate the server pretty easy. And he was good at wrecking kids. I think he was very underrated. A lot of people might have forgot about him, but in my eyes, he was a very, very good player at ZAM and Black Ops. Like, just all around, very good, very well-rounded player. And I'm sad because the only reason he left was because he just wanted like a custom class that started with fucking Spigo or something, and Classics would never give it to him. So he said, I'll just go spend my money on CSGO, and that was like the first of many friends that CSGO has taken away from me. So, yeah, rip Knifing Drummer, but he is our number 10 slot here for top 10 players of all time in ZAM. On to number 9. Alright, so number 9, I had to get him on the list. Just for not only what he did in ZAM, but I think I would even include stuff in ZEM too. Like I said, this isn't really based off anything, but we had to get Braby, the motherfucking lizard, or dealer, or plant, whatever he's going by now. But you got the one and only fucking Braby. Many consider the best knifer or best zombie in ZAM or ZEM, but just a very, just a very good knifer. Of course, obviously. I haven't seen him camp much. He's kind of been camping more lately. He doesn't do the best while camping. Back in ZEM, I know he could do fine, but even though if he can't camp the best, just some of the accomplishments that I've seen him actually do while knifing, like just completely tear up a fucking server by just strictly using knives, and it's got its place. It's definitely got to have its place in the top 10, and that's why I chose Bravey as number 9. I think a lot of people fucking respect him, including myself. And one of the most respected players in this community throughout all zombie mods, because just his ability to knife as good as he does, and so that's why he definitely got a spot in the top 10. On to number 8. Alright, number 8 is actually, I'm going to see how this is already changing. I'm going to do a flip here. Number 8, I'm going to have to go with my nigga, the One Patriot, or a lot of people might have known him as before as the One Patriot when he was back on his old account when he used to play with all of his brothers. But he's kind of like Braby, and he definitely deserves a spot in the top 10. I would put him as, just because he has so many hours and so many kills on ZAM that, it's really, you have to put an argument in there for him, just because he's done so much. He's been there for so long, and he's discovered a lot of things in ZAM to a lot of people. That is, he's figured out some new crazy shit to do. So, he definitely, I had to give him, I had him as number 7 last night when I wrote this, but I'm actually going to switch him off to number 8 now, just because, like I said, this was just, I put this all together last night when I was falling asleep. But I'm going to move him out to number 8, but he definitely deserves a spot in the top 10 just for all of his kills, all the time he put in. Yeah, his brothers did some of it too, but, he's been dedicated to ZAM for a long time now, and he's figured out a lot of good shit, and he might not show every game, but he is one of the top players in ZAM. So that's why he is in here. To number 7. Alright, and then who I did have as number 7 was actually 2 people. It was just a tie. I put, this is how much sense this makes, but I put Faith / Griggs, okay? Because I think they each are very balanced, and I didn't want to have to move anyone else off this list, so I just put them as I just put them in the same position. And they were 8, and now I moved them up to 7 though. So the reason we got this, Faith is one of those players who came in as someone, he was part of Rebel, so he had a lot of hours in Black Ops, and he knew how to play Black Ops pretty good, and he just brought it to ZAM. And watching him, I could really tell how he evolved in ZAM. Like, he used to be just one of those fucking new double limber zombies that, buy no HP and would only try to do limbs. And he evolved, he used to always camp on jungle, on top of the cliff, and use Master Hunter, and spam mines while doing it. But, I've just seen him evolve and progress into the player he's become today, which is very well-rounded. At a lot of things, knifing, sniping. And that's why he's definitely probably got a spot in the top 10 here. And then with Griggs, I would consider a very underrated knifer. If he really wanted to, he could probably be in the UK. But I just had to put Griggs in here just for some of the accomplishments I've seen him do, in ZAM also. Because I remember a really long time ago, on it was the day before, I don't know if I knifed for 2,000 points for a ray gun or somebody else did, but I was like, wow, that's amazing, they knifed for 2,000 points, make it been fucking Braby. But then the next day, for the first time I saw someone knife for Mustang and Sally, and that was Griggs. I was like, holy shit, it literally blew my fucking mind, because I hadn't seen that yet. We're still early in the ZAM days and whatnot. But just it's not even so much the skill in ZAM, it's just the way that Griggs will try to outsmart you or just troll you in ZAM. He's done some pretty funny, epic things, and I think, that deserves something in the top 10, so that's why I got him here at, number 7, tied with Faith. But, yeah, number 7, Faith and Griggs, that goes to them. On to number 6. Alright, once again, we have someone who's been along for a long fucking time, all the way back to ZAM days. And that is the one and only motherfucking Ramsey. Okay? And this nigga's been in every clan, on every mod, and he's done everything there is to almost do if you were filling out an application for, fucking zombie mods or something. And I would have liked to move him up higher on this list, but I really just didn't maybe one spot, and that's it. But I put him here at number 6, just he's got so many accomplishments on and off the servers too, because, he's just, I guess, so well known, maybe around Black Ops, because he's just been here forever. He's one of those I don't know if there was a Hall of Fame. He'd make the Hall of Fame, I guess. He'd be he'd be one of the first 5 inductees to the Hall of Fame if there was one of zombie mods, because he's just been around, he's done everything, and he's still doing it, and he's just overall a good player. He knows how to do some crazy shit, and he's still trying crazy shit to this day. And so it's definitely, I would have liked to put him in the top 5, but yeah, that's definitely Ramsey coming in at number 6. Very good, very good. Alright, now before we get into the top 5, I'm going to just throw out a couple of honorable mentions that I thought of. that I thought about while making this video of those that, you know, they're in the Hall of Very Good. Not maybe the
Take a
Hall of
walk.
Fame, but the Hall of Very Good. If anyone follows sports and gets in these debates about people being in the Hall of Fames or not. But yeah, these were just honorable mentions of people I thought of that were very good at ZAM, that might have been underrated, maybe a little bit overrated, but yeah, I just got a list here. So first one I'm just going to go with, I'm going to go with Big Joker. A lot of people would like to critique him and, you know, maybe say he was a noob or maybe he was a camper a lot, but I honestly think, you know, I've had a lot of I camped a lot with this guy back when, you know, I was like a pleb before I even had VIP. You know, me, him, and a couple other people. He would never go low ball really when he camps. If you know what I'm saying. People would say he always camps, but that's not true. Anytime it was launch, he would always knife because he didn't like that map. Launch never had a good spot besides C4, and he didn't like to go with the noobs. He didn't like to camp with the noobs. That's his thing. He would still try to separate himself from the noobs, even though he might have been a camper. He would still always try to separate himself from the noob. He wouldn't try to camp with more than like 3 or 4 people, and you know, if I looked at his screenshots one day, and this guy had just so many kill games, so many like 100 kill games, even going solo by himself, just in PK spots, you know, back in the real old days. And he was doing this with non-VIP. I think that's kind of the good thing there. That shows something. But I mean, this guy, he, like I said, he just had so many probably 100 kill games just from, you know, just from straight camping. And it's camping with a Scorpion. No, not the Black Ops 2 Scorpion that y'all, you know, spoiled motherfuckers got now that you start with. I'm talking about the Scorpion in shop when you hit 4-1-1-1-1. You know, that Scorpion, that little, the Black Ops one. The little pea shooter. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, he's got the most kills. He's got a billion times more kills than anyone in this server with that gun. I guarantee you that. Because he used to just shred with that shit. That used to be the other gun he would always buy because, you know, like I said, he was non-VIP, and I think that kind of has to show up for something. Most of the people who made this list are like admins and shit, but, you know, Joker was a non-VIP, and I think he was a very good non-VIP. And a lot of people might criticize him and just call him a noob and whatnot, but I think he's a good player, and he deserves an honorable mention, definitely. Now, next up, we got a couple knifers, actually. Probably the least playtime I actually have in ZAM out of on this whole list is Mixa. The next one I'm going to put here. I was thinking about where to put him in the top 10, and I just didn't really have anything for him. Like I said, I probably got the least playtime with him actually in ZAM, because he's never really played that much any time I've played, but when I have seen him play, you know, he plays good. And that's just that. You know, I've seen him do some really good things, and, you know, maybe not so much now as he did back then because he didn't play as much. But yeah, he used to be really good. You know, now he just plays CS:GO really for the most part. But yeah, I couldn't find a spot for him in the top 10. I can't really think of so many times when I played with him in ZAM, but I can think of some times when I did play with him in ZAM and he did extremely good. So that's why Mix is getting an honorable mention here. And then the next one is also a pretty good knifer. I would call the probably most OG knifer on the US server that we had. And I'm actually going to put his name down as DJ King, even though his name is iKing now. But back when he played ZAM and he was an admin for ZAM, and he literally inspired me to be a really good knifer when he had this YouTube video when he had like the first 50 knife kill game in ZAM that I saw, that I fucking loved, that he took down and I fucking cry for. But when King was on the US server, and he was the first guy who really loved to knife and only knifed and would try to he would get 30-40 kill games back when, you know, there was no Raven. A lot of these guys are old timers, and you got to think this is back before even 1.7 was out. When you had Raven, you even have before you even had a 500 damage knife. You know, maybe you could have bought ballistics out of like the fucking hunter class, but that was about it. You know, you got to think about it. Back when you think about these old players who were playing, they didn't have the same tools and all the, you know, cool shit perks you got today. You know, so that's why he really inspired me to knife better. And King was an underrated sniper. Don't forget that he actually was the head of UUS kind of with Ramsey when that first got going, because he was a very good sniper. And don't forget about that. Even though, you know, I really acknowledge him for knifing when he was like the first and only, if there was UUK at the time, knifer on the US server, but he was also a very good sniper in ZAM for his own part. So that's why you gotta give King an honorable mention.